We've really had to just set guidelines a lot more than the old days when people would just browse around the open house and you'd take however long they wanted.
I don't know about you, but I love open houses. We get to go through other people's homes. Maybe we'll want to check out the decor, but maybe more importantly, if we're buying or selling a home, we want to see the home live and in person, right? So Jason O'Keefe is the CEO of Real Home Experts, and we're going to talk today about open houses, specifically though around safety in the post-pandemic world that we live in. So Jason, talk to us about open houses. I mean, there was a 3 to 4 month period of time when it wasn't even happening. How did that impact you?
It really did impact us being able to show a lot of things. So what we had to do was make sure a lot of our clients had 3D tours and other ways to show things. I personally did a virtual open house, tried that. It didn't work to the same degree, but you get people asking you a few questions. So now we are allowed to use some open houses. It is supposed to be more for essential. So right now we are starting to do some, but what we have to do is we have to follow all the safety protocols, making sure people wear masks, signing in, only so many people in allowed at a certain time. So it's kind of restricted it for the buyers.
And just for reference of those watching this video, we're recording this in the summer of 2020. So we're still in the pandemic. Let's talk safety. What kind of things have had to happen in order to ensure safety around open houses, even the ones that are happening?
Yeah, so basically it's kind of the same as when you go to a restaurant. Everybody has to sign in. We have to get phone numbers and emails from everybody. The old way agents would do is have to contact you to see if you're interested in the house, but it's also there for if somebody comes through that has COVID. And they need to do the tracing. So that's a definite thing. You have to give your information. Where some people would refuse in the past, they have to give it. And that's, if they don't, we can't let them in. We also have to do the questionnaires right now, the 14-day questions and stuff like that. So that's changed a little bit. From an agent point of view, I think it's actually worked better for us because now we get to know who's walking through the houses. We get a little bit more prep time.
And how is it impacting the home sellers in terms of them prepping their homes for open houses? Are there certain things that they've had to do in order to prep the homes for other people to come through?
Yeah, so what we've asked them all to do is basically they have to make sure every light is on in the house. Now, most agents would have turned them on anyways, but we asked them now to make sure they've turned on all the lights, opened all the doors, and then when they're done, I personally would go through and do it a little clean, but I would actually ask the seller when they get home, they got to disinfect all their knobs and door handles and all that, right? So there's a certain amount of, do they really want to go through the hassle, especially in the markets, again, as we talked about, is moving fast.
Yeah, because people are going through an open house. They want to open the closet. They want to open the doors. They want to touch things to be able to get a real sensory experience around the home if indeed they want to go ahead and buy it. So what are some other things that people need to be mindful of if they're going to go through an open house?
Keeping the mask on. We have to limit people the amount of time. That's another thing. People like to browse around in that. So it's for showings, we're down to a half an hour for most showings. For open houses, I would limit the person's time to 10 minutes, maybe 15 max, depending upon the size of the property. So we've really had to just set guidelines a lot more than the old days when people would just browse around the open house and you'd take however long they wanted.
We would have, have an open house. It was truly open. Like a lot of people could be milling around the house at the same time. But so it's funny because open houses really are not open anymore, are they?
No, basically, most people just would rather book with their agent or call us directly if we have one of the listings and book a convenient time, right? So what we've also done, instead of doing open houses, we'll book for the sellers. We'll say, listen, we're going to book all the showings today between 1 and 5 so that it's all congested. So that way they don't have to leave the house before where we might have a showing at 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll kind of do an open house block that way to help the sellers. So the buyers just have to work with the sellers. That's the inconvenience for the buyers. They're really at their mercy more than ever.
Well, it sounds like you are doing everything that needs to happen, following the protocols, following the rules. We're doing everything that you can at Real Home Experts to make the experience as good as it can be under the circumstances. So if anyone wants to get in touch with you and learn more about your services, how do they reach you?
So they can look on our website, realhomeexperts.ca, or they can give the office a call, 519-783-7314. Just ask for myself or ask for one of the agents to give you a call.
And all your listings are on your website as well, correct?
Our listings, and we also promote other people's listings. So you see something out there you want to know and you want to deal with a professional team, give us a call.